The British Empire once controlled a quarter of the entire planet and ruled over hundreds of millions of people. But here's the interesting part. It all began from a small island with barely any global power. So how did this happen? And how did the largest empire in history rise and eventually fall? No overwhelming advantage, no guaranteed dominance, nothing that suggested global rule. At its peak around 1918, the British Empire covered nearly a quarter of the world's land. If you picked 4 random people anywhere in the world, one of them would be part of this empire. This wasn't just influence, this was global dominance. It all started with control of the seas. The Royal Navy became the most powerful naval force in the world.
Haul the mainsail tight. Secure the rigging. Make it fast, men! We're taking on water!
It controlled trade routes, colonies, and global movement. If Britain controlled the oceans, it controlled access to continents. Everything depended on maritime power. Next came global trade. Britain built a system connecting nearly every continent. Cotton, sugar, rubber, and raw materials flowed into one network.
Heave, men! Heave! Get those barrels aboard now! Make way! Coming through with the provisions!
Colonies supplied resources, Britain processed them into goods.
All right,
Then
lads,
redistributed
heave.
them across
Get these
the
barrels
world.
secured below deck. Mind the gangplank. Steady now. Watch the line on that crane. Lower the main hoist. Steady now. Aye, guiding her in.
Then came the Industrial Revolution. Factories changed everything. Machines replaced manual labor. Production became faster, cheaper, and scalable. The empire became a machine of global production. At the center of this system was India, often called the jewel in the crown. With massive population and vast resources, India played a crucial role in sustaining imperial power.
Fresh turmeric and the finest red chili, right here.
Look at this silk, madam, the best quality.
Make way for the elephant, make way!
Without it, the empire would look completely different. By now, the empire stretched across the globe. The phrase "the sun never set" defined its reach. Somewhere in British territory, it was always daylight. At its peak, the empire felt unstoppable. But the reality was more complex. For Britain, it meant wealth, expansion, and control. For many colonies, it meant limited autonomy.
We have reached a consensus on the new fiscal policy.
This will stabilize the markets by morning.
Then it is agreed.
Systems governed from far away. Over time, resistance began to grow. And pressure started building across the empire. By the early 1900s, nationalist movements were rising. Across multiple colonies, demands for independence grew. The empire became harder to manage. Its size created internal strain. Control was weakening. Then came World War I. The empire reached its territorial limit, but war drained enormous resources. World War II made everything worse. After that, collapse began. One by one, territories gained independence. India in 1947 marked a major turning point. The process accelerated worldwide. The empire didn't collapse instantly. It unraveled piece by piece. Even after its fall, its influence remained. English became a global language.
It's amazing how many different cultures are represented here. Yeah.
The energy is incredible.
Yeah.
You really feel like you're globally connected.
Legal and political systems still reflected structure. Trade networks and borders still show its history. So when you look at the modern world, you are still seeing echoes of the British Empire, a system that once controlled a quarter of the planet and shaped the foundations of today's world. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe for more history content.